Hi, violin lovers. I'm saying hi from Texas. Um, there are a lot change in my life, so that's the reason I was not really getting back to the YouTube this channel that often. Um, First of all, I moved to Texas from California. That was a big deal. So I was busy to settling in new city, new life here. Well, I made the studio here in the new house, um, and then I'm trying to get back on practice routine. Also, I was kind of missing lots of practice days for myself. But anyhow, so yeah, it's all good. I just wanted to give you my recent news a little bit. I'm gonna go warm up now a little bit, and whatever um, you want to say anything, please leave a comment or live chat is here if you're here. But if not, then leave a comment. I always check the comments on YouTube. And I have an Instagram, Doodle in the Air. Um, that you can find me Instagram and yeah, follow up. So okay, I'll start the practice now. I'm gonna start with the today E flat major. Start with that. Let me see. Okay. I try to kind of repeat again the parts the having an issue, but also I actually minimize repeating the notes a lot because um I try to just remember where that was, and then I just try to go over everything so that I get used to playing through instead of keep stopping, keep fixing. Basically, it's kind of a little bit of the my perfectionist side. Music, you cannot undo it. You just have to go until the end, right? So we have to practice how we can just play through by minimizing the mistakes. So that's what I'm trying to, even when I practice scale. So letting you know. So that note is an A flat, B flat. I'm keep having a hard time. Some notes are not in tune. Hi, Salman, Ali. Thank you for welcoming me back after a long time. Yes, earlier of the live streaming, I just explained I moved my living residence to Texas from California. So, yeah, it was a lot for me in my life. And finally, I settled in the new city and I feel kind of ready to do this again. So I'm back. Thank you for welcoming. How have you been? I wonder how everyone's doing now. Nice. Good to hear that. And then also, when I hear the out of tune, and then I like to go back to a couple notes before. So that this third finger was out of tune, so I like to go back. And also the next shifting. So I like to go back and forth, including a couple notes before and after, so that I can get over, fix the issue actively. You're trying to learn 3 octave G major. G major. Yes, 3 octaves G major is also good to practice. So you're doing scale, right? Scale and arpeggio. Scale. That's a lot to say. It's the simplest form of the music, right? Basically, it's a music, but somehow we're struggling a lot with that. Has to be really easy, but you know, that means when you spend some time with the scale, make it a lot easier for other music in general and everything. Um, let's talk about the scale first. So two things I want to work on at the same time. Like this is multitask, right? We're not working on only left finger, not only work on only bow. Make sure from the beginning at all time while you're playing practicing scale, well, every time, but especially when I work on scale, I intentionally try to open my bow all the time, especially when you go up all the way top notes of the octaves scale. Easy to hold the breath, and also bow amount gets really smaller. That's a very common tendency, as a common mistake, I would say. So be careful, or some parts like shifting happen, something like string crossing happen. There's some sort of thing happen. Easy to hold the breath, and then bow amount gets shrink. So make sure you use the same amount of bow. That's a general thing to work on at all time. Like open the bow at any moment, and then breathing. And then while you're playing the scale, before you get into the arpeggios, make sure you know the finger pattern. Like, is this like this pattern, or this pattern, or that pattern, or is that more? So all different kind of pattern, right? So half step, whole step. I like to just memorize while I'm practicing the scale. For example, I'm practicing right now. I actually practiced the 4 octaves G major scale yesterday, but today I choose the E flat major 3 octave scale. So for example, on G string right now, E flat. So I'm starting with the second finger, so know that whole step. And then on D string, so everything is a whole step, tritone. We call it tritone, right? So everything is a whole step. So I kind of memorize it. And then string crossing happen, right? And then next, A string. So whole step shifting, and then half step drop second finger. I would memorize those finger pattern each string or after shifting. Sorry. And then string crossing. So pattern memorize, and then what I was talking about, go back to earlier, bow. String crossing. String crossing again. And then shifting. So whenever something happens, string crossing or shifting, something happened, be aware of that, and then notice that if something different happened in your bow or breathe when you're working on some stuff. So that's what I can think of right now. Yeah. So connect string crossing, right? And then make sure you're breathing consistently. You don't have to intentionally breathe, but make sure you don't stop breathing. And then also after shift, half step, whole step pattern. So, and then on E string, half step, shift, whole step. So let me go back to the beginning. I kind of forgot. So all that pattern I would try to memorize after string crossing before and after, and then shifting before and after. I would try to memorize that, the finger pattern. That makes so much easier for us to think about or check, oh, did I stop breathing, or my bow shrink, or did I keep freeing my bow? So once you memorize the finger pattern, really you can be relaxed so much so that you can check yourself what you're doing. So it's not like special skill to do, but am I aware of that? That's the question whole time. While I'm playing this, did I stop breathing? Did I free my bow at any moment? So that would, I would check. And then one thing, right now, I still kind of try to do it for myself, especially when we go all the way up high position. So make sure play full bow. So I intentionally try to keep freeing up the high position. That's a very commonly happen, like shrinking the bow at the high position, the left hand like high position, bow is kind of like stop. So those 3 things I would check while I'm practicing scale. And then once you get to it, it's kind of fun to work on. keep thinking about it. Thank you for questioning. This is such a great, great question for things bring out from my knowledge. Thank you so much, Salman Ali. Okay, so I'm gonna come back soon. For now, I'm gonna finish this live chat. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for coming by and leave the live chat here. So see you soon, everyone. Thank you. Bye.